evening, ladies, gentlefers, and my lovely NBs. We're here live at the Treasure State Arena here in Montana as we introduce you to the newest season of the 2022-2023 for the FBA. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How are you doing, dude?
Doing excellent. It feels like not too long ago we were in the booth. I mean, obviously we had the rookie combine games, but even before that, it doesn't seem that long ago we got to see the Winnipeg Voyagers take home the championship for the 2021-2022 season. But here we are, ready for a new season, ready to start all over again, and we have some new faces here tonight.
Not just new faces, new teams, new brands, it's everything. There's a lot of changes that have been happening over the offseason, and we're going to see one of the new teams here with the Oregon Swashbucklers moving away from from Texas being the Lone Stars. It's going to be very interesting to be able to see a new fresh coat of paint for this team.
Well, not just fresh coat of paint, but a completely different location. We'll have to see. I don't know if we'll get to host a game in their new stadium, but a big move, not only leaving Texas, but leaving the division as we saw a reshuffling of the Western Conference division due to this relocation. So we have ourselves a bit of a change up of potentially who the rivalries will be going forward with these teams.
Yeah, for sure. There are still some similar rivalries that we're going to see from here, but with this one, it's going to be very interesting how these new teams really get to mesh on together with these new divisions being played out, and it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be something a lot of um, that a lot of fans are going to be very excited about to actually get to spark some kind of new rivalry coming in. But for now, we're not going to be having those here because Oregon and Montana are in different divisions, unfortunately, but it's going to be still very fun regardless, as both teams are really gearing up to go ahead and start things off on the right paw.
Well, I mean, I think the Swashbucklers have something to say about that, considering who is dressed in the Montana purple here tonight as Bernie Lavoie Williams, the rookie that, as Texas drafted, left in the offseason, and it's a great opportunity here tonight for Oregon to make a statement, even though they lost out in free agency to their rookie of 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a nice fresh start for Oregon. Being able to, unfortunately, that's kind of been a theme for the when the Lone Stars were a thing. It's kind of been a theme for a lot of rookie players deciding to go and move on from the team after the first 2 years. But now we're going to see a lot of new faces coming in, especially for the Swashbucklers to really kind of say that, hey, this is the new us. The Lone Stars are not us anymore. We're ready to go ahead and start on the right foot and make sure that everything goes the right way this year.
And speaking of, the players are taking the court, and we'll jump on down live.
You are right, as we see the Swashbucklers in the green going up against the, I'm about to say Moonshiners, but the Howlers in the black. Oh, goodness gracious. The colors are really going to mess up me a little bit here, but now we have Levy Williams going into the paint, going for a quick mid-range, and it is good. So the Howlers will strike first, getting the easy mid-range from Brady Lavoie Williams. Yeah, right now, Marcus getting fouled there by Williamson. And he'll go on the line for two. Yeah, it's really something that really put in the mind for someone like Williamson. As Cross is going for another quick two, and so far everyone's perfect from the field. All three possessions got in with a score, so this might be an offensive juggernaut here in the beginning of this game.
And obviously, the rust exists for the interns. They forgot to unmute me there for a minute, so they missed out on my lovely commentary about Williamson having to have watched Albany Alphas make it to Game 7 last year without him. as this is his third team in 3 years, but hopefully a little bit longer stability for the Wallaby here in Montana.
Yeah, for sure. Sutter's going to lay it up. And speaking of a player that has kind of been known to go from team to team and really found his footing here in the Howlers, becoming a starting power forward there, I think that Williams could probably learn a thing or two from him.
Yeah, for Montana. Oh, big
Ooh.
elevation there.
Really excellent dunk there. Really trying to put a statement and quiet down the crowd a little bit before they get too riled up in the beginning of this game.
Not that's that, but I mean, you have to keep in mind Oregon, like you said, a couple new faces. They have their rookie starting Astrid Victorson.
Yeah, right now Crosby trying to lay it up and once again, really becoming the big offense, scoring half of the points already. Is Sutters.
And that was the rookie that did slam it down just a little while ago at Knight.
Woo!
Quick three coming out from the Otter.
Yeah, long time Lone Star, now going in with as the Swashbucklers. He has been pretty much been the staple franchise player for a large number of years. As Oregon gets their first miss there, as the Oregon now has the opportunity to take the lead.
And
as we're
I was going to say, with Astrid's addition to the lineup, that does give them a bit of three-point range shooting. And Marcus, they can't leave him open like that.
Marcus Knight really just exploding here early on. He takes the lead. Now it's 10-8 with those two quick threes there in back-to-back possessions.
And I love that little jab step. He looked like he was going to go around the screen, and the defense bit on it, just left him wide open. But Birdie going to drive in, and the Kangaroo will tie it back up.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting matchup between Birdie and Marcus as the game rolls on. Both of those pretty much know each other very well from the 2 years that they played together back in Texas. But Victorson not able to get it down this time, so Lavoy Williams had a chance to give this lead to the Howlers. Now Cross ended up to Williamson. Williamson pass it quick to Crosby. Crosby has been pretty perfect on the line so far, and that's going to change there with that miss as Oregon does get the rebound.
And you have to keep an eye on the bigs matchup here. I mean, we have Regan St. Croix went into free agency off a contract renegotiation, picked up a hefty pay raise, and now she has to kind of earn that, justify that increase in pay here. As she's been a little bit quiet so far, letting Sutters just have his way.
Ooh.
Against Oregon with the fadeaway.
And you really can't blame them for doing that because Sutters has really been very good. 3 for 4 in the first quarter so far. And now Oregon has to find some kind of answer, of course, to do that with a score here to try to tie things back up.
Yeah, and they may just need to move away from the matchup there. I think it's a little bit too much in favor of the veteran Sutters.
And Knight trying to go for a tough three and hits the side of the rim as Sutters once again gets the rebound. And now Williamson going for three, and it rattles home.
And the Wallaby answering back with a three of his own. Obviously not going to let Knight be the only fur out here, draining it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and so far, Oregon does find themselves in a 5-point deficit. We'll see if Vixen has something to say about that as he tries to go ahead and get by his defender, but it's no good. Louis Williams gets the rebound. Good defense from Birdie.
Yeah, she has a good offensive impact that she can have, even though the transition to the FBA might be a bit difficult for her. I mean, she was on a team of 4 other furs that made it to the league, as we see Birdie laying it up and in again, driving to the paint.
Yeah, Birdie so far 6 points. Really becoming him and Sutters being a huge answer offensively for Montana as we get that quick timeout. So right now, Oregon has to find a way to go ahead and stop those two in particular, as they've been able to have a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, and that might be where they need to bring, a different fur on the floor to guard a bit tighter against Crosby. Not saying that, he is as explosive, I think, as St. Croix can be. I mean, I think St. Croix physically is a much more intimidating presence in the post, but Crosby being able to use a bit more speed to get around the defenders needs a matchup that respects that.
Yeah, and a quick layup there for, I believe it was Dunphy. So they
Yes,
do
it
cut the
was.
deficit. Yeah, they cut the deficit back down to 5, ending that 9-0 run. And Oregon actually able to get that stop there.
And there we go. They brought the
And
jumping spider out, but oh, Williamson with the steal.
yeah, Williamson with a great steal, have an opportunity to try and extend the lead back up to 7, but instead slows it down, give it to Sutters, who has the hot paw right now, and he rattles it home once again. Sutters doing an excellent job getting that mid-range going.
And maybe they do need to consider bringing maybe a bigger body out to try and bully him away from the post. The jumping spider hasn't been able to contain him here tonight, as Montana only maintaining this 5-point lead here, but every opportunity to extend it.
Yeah, right now, the boy trying to play it up, but it's no good. So Birdie not able to extend the lead back to 7. But Williamson, once again, with those swiping paws, able to get the steal. And now Montana once again has another opportunity to extend this lead. Birdie hands it over to St. Croix. Passes up to Cross. Cross gets a nice screen. And trying to go for that tough shot, but it gets blocked. And it will be out of bounds, and it'll be Swashbuckler's ball.
Yeah, Cross driving to the paint, having a bit of difficulty against the bigger fur there, trying to get it up. And the shot clock was not helping her out at all. You almost feel like she wished she could have pulled it back out to the perimeter or something there, but time was against her.
Yeah, but now the Swashbucklers have a chance to cut the deficit to just only 1 possession. We'll see if they're able to do that here as they get a quick dish outside to Magnano. Deep. And Knight going for a quick 3, and he's going to make that any day of the week. And now they're only down by 2.
It's his third three-pointer, and Montana has to make the adjustment. I know they're using screens to get him that open, but Williamson needs to be attached to the Otters' hip as we see a quick answer back from Montana.
Yeah, nice quick answer to really get this back to a 2-possession lead. But Oregon can easily wipe that away with just 1 good shot from Marcus. And speaking of the Otter, trying to get into the paint, but is a little bit double team here, trying to go for a quick spin move. But instead, still able to get it down.
And right there's the stat. 13 points for the Otter here tonight. He is the Oregon offense right now.
I mean, even though things look a little bit different, things seem to remain the same for the Bucklers as Roth dunks it down.
Yeah, the second-year player for the Montana Howlers getting open on the lane to the basket and just dunking it down, getting the crowd off their seats here. But Knight can silence them pretty quickly if he gets an open look to the basket. And he's going to dish it down to the snake in the post. Harper laying it up and in.
Yeah, really good dish there by Harper into the paint. It's cutting the deficit once again down to 2. And right now, we'll see if Don Brock tries to get it back to where to go, but instead hands it over to Roth once again. Roth has a little bit of a size advantage, but instead hands it back up to Don Brock. Goes for a tough mid-ranger, and it rattles home.
Yeah, good shot from the Grizzly Bear there, fading away, even though he had a bit of a size advantage. Just used his little bit of finesse there to create some extra space.
Yeah, he does, and Marcus Knight is just going all over the place offensively as he goes on the line for an and one opportunity. That old school three-point play, as I like to say. We'll see he's able to do that here.
I say fighting through the contact to make that dunk is not easy. And, I mean, he is just feeling it tonight. Careful. Even though, as I say that, he does miss his first shot, and it comes from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting way of missing your second shot of the game. But nice block there for the Bucklers. And now they have an opportunity to try and tie this game right back up. As Hendricks tries to drive into the paint. Go for a tough layup, but it's good. Somehow makes it in with that very awkward scoop up.
Yeah, Tafer Hendricks, another rookie for the Oregon Swashbucklers. Got to keep an eye on him and see how he develops over his career.
Yeah, right now, Brooks hands it over to St. Martin. Both teams are really shooting very high offensively with just about 70% for each of them, and that's going to continue there with that quick layup. So now Hendricks handed to Conway, and Conway lays it up and in. So right now, both teams are really just going tit for tat offensively, as both teams easily can break 30 here with these next couple of minutes.
I mean, this seems like the All-Star game. No one is playing defense. And, oh, the pump fake draws the snake into a jump, and Roth just rolls it off the wingtips there, laying it up and in.
Yeah, Roth coming off the bench really have done a pretty good job in the second unit. And Oregon almost losing the ball there as Hendricks passes it over to Cagle. And Cagle goes ahead for a mid-range. That could have been a lot worse. They have to be more careful with the rock, but they are able to tie it back up once again here. We'll see if Montana finds an answer.
Yeah, well, she gave up the easy open look on defense, but immediately made up for it on offense. And like I said, both teams, it's going to be the first one either to blink on offense or actually find some defensive presence here tonight.
It's not going to happen with this possession as St. Martin's able to clean that up. Not a really good job for the Swashbucklers to try and, find that opening to get that up the defensive rebound, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's just boxing out. I think a lot of it's going to come down to is new players on the team are going to need to learn their assignments a bit better and understand how the rest of the team is going to play and react to certain situations. I mean, I think that's what we're going to see in Montana as well, with their point guard being replaced. A quick steal there by Magnano, a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, Magnano has an opportunity to really be a huge play for both possessions. Magnano trying to get into the lane, going for that quick shot, and one. What some great efforts for both offense and defense, as Magnano has a chance to extend their lead up to 3.
Yep, she fought through the contact, and finally Marcus Knight's going to get a chance to take a breather. He's been on the court the whole first quarter, and I can't blame them. I mean, he has been the heart and soul of their offense, but it looks like they are still starting to pick up the scoring, but the free throw struggles continue.
Yeah, that's another missed three-point play opportunity for the Swashbucklers, and that's gonna bite them if they can't clean that up as the game continues. But Montana's not able to tie things back up once again, so the Oregon has a chance to extend their lead from their FBA debut. And right now, Kato hands it over to Kegel. Shovel bottom, trying to go for that mid-ranger, but it is going to be no good, and that will be the end of the first quarter, with the Oregon Swashbucklers leading by 2, 33-31 here in Montana.
Yeah, I have to say, first quarter, I think someone made the Otter a little bit angry here tonight, because he is coming out like an all-star that he is, and is making sure the Montana fans can't rest easy here. I think he's already put up, 13, 15 points?
We're already going off on fire as Hendricks able to get the layup and a possibility for an and one, and it's only been like 3 seconds within the second quarter.
That's just great passing.
Great start.
I mean, you saw the inbound and then almost a full court pass to the open rookie. But the question is, will this be an actual three-point play, or does the curse continue for Oregon?
Yeah, that is true. Oregon has not really done a very good job trying to get those, to try and get these free throws down. We'll see if this changes here with the shot as Hendricks goes with a quick shot, and nope, that's still going to continue. It just seems like the Swashbucklers are cursed on the free throw line, but they're still up by 2 possessions, but that's going to change real quick as Rudd dunks it down.
Oregon says they don't need your charity. They can get it done themselves. And like I said, Roth immediately answering back again. That was like a 3-second play. Off the missed free throw, it was immediately passed down, and now Seckford answering back. We've had 3 baskets in less than 30 seconds here to start this second quarter.
Yeah, the defense is just non-existent for either team so far, but Oregon does have a little bit of an advantage, up by 4, 37-33. And right now, we're trying to see if Montana tried to extend it, but it's not going to be good there as Shuffle Bottle does get the rebound. So right now the second unit for the Swashbucklers really playing dividends as they try to get a tough shot there, but Shuffle Bottle's able to try to get the alley-oop layup. And it is good. So now they're up by 6, which I believe is the biggest lead of the game so far.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, my back hurts just looking at what Harper did there. I know she's a Python and has a little bit more flexibility, but she had to reach behind her by about a good 2 feet. That's a UFFL wide receiver catch of the year right there. And the fact that she was able to get it in the basket and immediately Oregon extending it to 8 now.
Yeah, Oregon's doing a really good job. Montana is probably the one slowing down right now, so they have to find a way to get some defensive stop. And Jones, once again, no good. So they need to get a stop here before they hit double digits. As Seckford tries to get into the paint, gets blocked, and that was the stop that they needed as Rendall gets the rebound.
Yeah, the other rookie for Montana finding himself in the second unit here. Start his first, well, his FBA
Ooh.
debut, and Conway will get called for the block.
Yeah, he was definitely looking to see if he can try to get a charge out of that one, but instead will be a. They said it was a blocking foul, but apparently
No, it was a
they're
blocking
going to go
foul.
ahead. But yeah, but speaking of blocks, that one would get blocked pretty easily. And now Conway trying to go for the mid range, and it hits the backboard, and it's no good. And Jordan gets the rebound again. Jones head over to Rendall, who's wide open for three, and that's going to be way too easy for Rendall.
First basket for the rookie in his FBA debut, and it's a three-pointer. Bring it back within 5.
Those going to be those big important baskets are going to be really good. Try to get that offense flowing. Speaking of, Seckford able to get it in, well, 2 defenders in his face. Andy doing a really good job here to try and extend this lead.
I mean, this is a statement game for Oregon. If they manage to win their very first game on the road at Blackburn, what was that?
Blackburn with the dunk and a 3-point opportunity. That was an amazing dunk there from Blackburn. As once again the free throw struggles continues. Has anybody even made a free throw yet?
I don't believe so, but honestly, that was adrenaline 100% going that caused that miss. Because, good God, Blackburn, that was a huge dunk.
And Bigson trying to go for a high lay in with the finger roll, and it does go down. So Oregon still up by 7. Right now, Cross trying to look for somebody open. Instead, tries to go and dig into the paint. Hands it up to Blackburn. Blackburn goes laid up and has the size advantage, so that'll be way too easy for him.
Yeah, and that's definitely where Montana's advantage lies in this matchup. I mean, they have Rodney Blackburn, 7'5", Barnaby Dunbrock, 7'4", coming off the bench. And for Oregon, they obviously have Harper. But after that, Tafer Hendricks, 7'2", the rookie, a lot of pressure going to be put on him to guard these Furs with a bit more experience.
Yep, and Katsu able to get the rebound after that quick miss as Croy dunks it. And I believe that was her first basket of the game.
Yeah, I think St. Croix, her first basket, you're right, of the game, almost coming in, 18 minutes into the game?
Yeah, but sure, and St. Croix able to get the quick steal. Some great pause by her. The big polar bear hands it over to Williamson. Williamson has a chance to lay it up, but it's no good.
Yep, Sunshine will come down with the ball, giving up to Katu. Katu, a good matchup there, but decides to back out as he saw St. Croix going into the paint to assist with the defense.
Yeah, that's not much of a surprise here. It's the Swashbucklers trying to extend the lead once again. They're only down by 1 possession with 3. Going for a tough one there, and it's not going to be good as Cross does get the board.
Yeah, that's just poor planning. They had their big with the ball with shot clock winding down. No chance at,
Ooh.
foul cam. You can't do that against Cross. That's
Cross shouldn't have been in that situation at all in the first place. But especially with that much time on the clock. But now Falcon being able to really get a chance to take the easy layup. Being gifted that one after the great defensive effort there in the last possession.
Yeah, and Runica really has to be the centerpiece for miss there. Centerpiece for the Oregon Swashbucklers, the big defensive presence. And obviously Heidkamp a big offensive rebounder, but when matched up against these kind of firsts, you need the physical
Ooh.
presence, and that is a great way for the rookie Astrid to get on the board. 3 points from the left side.
Yeah, Victorson with a really nice three as they're now up by 8 once again. So now Montana has to find a way to get some kind of points, and they will go on the line for 2, but
The charity stripe
it's
has
going to
not been
be.
good to anyone here tonight.
It really has not. So it's going to be interesting if we're going to see the first free throw made tonight, and that's, of course, as I say that, that's not what's need to be happening. I
Okay,
might
Marcus,
have to
let's
just
talk
be
about
quiet.
anything else but free throws here for a second.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, oh, there it is. Look at that. We finally got our first free throw of the night. Uh, but now Marcus Knight back on the court, who has really exploded here in the first quarter. So he's going to continue that as he's able to dish to Victorson for the easy 2.
Astrid diving to the paint, not caring that the polar bear was there, flying in from the right, still laid it up and in.
And also Sutters is also on the court as well, so we got to look out for him to make some noise to try to catch this team back up. Sutters gets blocked there though, so not a great start for him in the second quarter.
The defense is stepping up for Oregon with the blocks and turnovers in the alley-oop!
Ooh!
Falcam coming in from high, dunking it down. Great pass there from, I believe it was Knight setting that up.
Yeah, it was Knight with the amazing vision there, being able to get that alley-oop pass, making it look way too easy for Falcom. We'll see if Sutters tried to answer back, and he does just that. It just seems unstoppable with that hook shot.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised the crowd is even going after that alley-oop. My God.
Yeah, it was a very disgusting play there, and it's going to continue on as Marcus Knights once again going for that quick layup. 17 points within 13 minutes, 86% field goal shooting. This dude is on a roll, but of course, as I say that, he will get his first personal with a reach-in.
Can you imagine if he actually stripped the ball there and had a chance for another dunk attempt in a fast break? I mean, the Otter is on fire right now, and Montana needs to smother him before he burns this place down to the ground.
Yeah, right now I think that a Knight has really been showing out here as Lavoie's not able to get it down, but Sutter's trying to clean it up, but gets his own miss and leads it up and in and one as Falcom gets his first personal.
Yeah, she has plenty to give at this point with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Fouls have not been too bad here tonight. I'm not going to say the refs have been swallowing their whistles, but it has been a fairly quiet game. Maybe they see the struggles from the free throw line and are giving the players a bit of a break from embarrassing themselves.
Yeah, I can understand that, but right now Oregon has a chance to try to extend this lead, and they're not going to do it there with that basket as Lavoie Williams does get the rebound. Right now, Birdie trying to find a way to get into the paint, but has to back it up a little bit. Really getting guarded very well here. He may have to try to give it up, and he does to St. Martin. St. Martin going for that quick pass to Sutters with the whole freaking alley-oop dunk of his own. Anything you can do, I can do better.
I mean, he didn't rock the stadium as much as Falcam, but that was pretty with the shot clock winding down to keep that level of court awareness in the post, St. Martin. But oh no, a little too fast there for Williamson as he just slips a little bit on the line out of bounds. Momentum comes to a bit of a stop here as they call the turnover on him.
Yeah, it's not really good because you did have the ball running with Sutters being able to do some good defensive efforts there to give you that opportunity to possibly get a fast break. But now they're going to have to see if they can reset and try to get some kind of stop there. And Marcus Knight does miss, and they do get the rebound from Sutters.
I mean, Knight has to miss at some point. 86% from the field is a number you cannot continue, no matter how good you are.
That's unheard of here in the FBA. I mean, I don't know what was the highest field goal percentage in any kind of game, but
I mean, someone's made 100%, certainly, but you know, you're gonna eventually start making some errors. This isn't like the defense is there in some capacity.
Cross going with a quick dunk.
coast
Showing
to
that the little guys
coast.
can, showing that the little guy can do a little bit of something too.
Yeah,
That's
well,
that's our second basket, but Knight able to answer back real quick. As again, 7 for 9 after about to make it close to 20 points already, and it's not even the second quarter, end of the first half yet.
yeah, I mean, it's been a very quick game for him as Lavoy Williams will answer back. Only 8 points for him so far, but the Rue has been stepping up and getting baskets when needed to keep the team in the game.
Yeah, he has been very efficient. It's just that the defense has not been there for him. As Shuffle Bottle not able to get it down there as St. Martin gets the rebound.
Say
But that's just
cross.
kind of been the big, yeah, Cross trying to lay it up, and it's no good there as Dunphy gets the rebound.
Now, both teams want to go fast, and another three.
Ooh,
Everyone from Oregon is shooting threes here between the rookie, the veteran, and now I believe that was Dunphy laying it loose, the mongoose for three.
yeah, right now Oregon doing a very good job trying to keep that lead at a good distance, but Shuffle Bottle does get his first personal. So we'll see Montana hopefully getting 2 free throws as we see both teams not doing the greatest so far here in this game.
Yeah, again, no real foul trouble coming in for anyone. Harper, that's her first personal, uh, but she'll probably be being subbed out for parts of the third quarter anyways. Runikin also with one foul. No real concerns for her. I don't think Montana's really been attacking the paint as we go 1 for 1 here.
Yeah, 1 for 2 for Birdie. So Oregon has a chance to try and cut this deficit back up, and it's a traveling violation there.
Oh,
So that
Magnano.
basket will not count as Montana has a chance to cut this deficit even more as
The
Lavoy Williams will get subbed in for Roth.
the uh, the pivot foot. Moved the pivot foot, and she thought she had an and one opportunity when she heard the whistle, but no. And a quick basket from Montana. Will Oregon be able to answer back here with only 2 possessions probably left in this half? But Brooks, the steal!
Brooks with a much needed steal there and trying to get this crowd back into it, see if they can get this offensive possession, but he loses the ball to Magnano. So now Knight trying to go and finish what he started, and he does do just that with the quick layup. Very quick, fast pace between both teams, but they got to really be careful with the rock.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake from the second-year Rabbit there. He got the steal, but did not keep the ball secure and lost it himself. And now Montana going to try and get the last possession, but Dunbrock
Yep.
wide open.
Dunbrook was moving around pretty easily, found a way to get open, and was able to go ahead and get that quick, easy 2 there. Great offensive play, and Brooks steals it again, going coast to coast, trying to go for that tough 3, and it's in and out.
Oh, that would have been redemption there for the Rabbit had he made that three, but the steal does prevent Knight from scoring. I was about to say Montana may have left too much time on that clock, and Knight was surely going to be the one to take the shot there, but the steal prevented it. So we go into the second half with Oregon up by 4, 63 to 59. Yeah, it's been a high scoring game for both teams here, and we'll dive into the stats shortly. Marcus, your takeaways so far tonight?
I guess the big thing is what is the defense?
I mean, we've been seeing some blocks come out, and I mean, we'll dive into the stats. I'm not going to necessarily read every single one of them out, but highlight some. I mean, Williamson with 2 steals coming in big on defense, even though he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to shoot. Crosby has been the offensive presence for the Howlers, though 15 points, 8 rebounds, on track for a double-double. No fouls as well, which is good in the sense that he is going to be able to play a little bit more physical in the second half without having to worry about any foul trouble. Whereas Birdie, kind of the second offensive force for Montana here tonight, 9 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a block as well. And I definitely want to see Reagan picking it up in the second half. She's been a bit quiet, letting Sutters kind of do the work of scoring in the paint. But I want to see her be a bit more of an impact on defense. I want her to start racking up some of those blocks as
Mhm.
we go into the second unit Obviously, Brooks had those 2 steals, but then turned one over immediately. The rookie Rendall, 5 points, one big 3 coming out from him. St. Martin getting a bit of work done all over the court with assists, rebounds, and points. But Blackburn, that huge dunk
Mm.
and getting down the boards. And Dunbrock also, again, it's been the bigs for Montana. Even on the bench, you see they have been putting up high efficient scoring and getting it done. But obviously, MVP of the game, even if they lose Oregon. Marcus Knight, 21 of their points coming from him, 8 for 10 from the field. Falcam, 6 rebounds and a block. Dunphy with a block. And Heitkamp with 3 blocks. So, I mean, Oregon, and that's why they have the lead. It's all those blocks coming into play.
Yep. I definitely have to agree with you on that one. It has been a little bit of a block party, but I think the biggest thing right now, especially with the swashbuckler side, has been Marcus Knight with that 21 points and 7 for 10 in the first half. He's just been on fire. I mean, he has been the focal point for the swashbucklers really for years when they were in Texas, and he's continuing that theme going into this year. It seems like.
Yeah, and you can't discount their impact of their rookie Astrid. She has put up 11 points as well. The Sabertooth Tiger making a good FBA debut here. I don't want to say playing support, but definitely being a good second option if Knight is not on the floor or Knight doesn't want to necessarily take the immediate shot. And they will get the ball to start the second half up by 4.
We'll see if that extends, and that's not going to be the case with St. Croix getting the rebound. And right now, Cross trying to lay it up, and it is good. So now they only are down by 2. The crowd is certainly into this one, as they have a chance to possibly, with the stop here, to tie this game.
And Cross, I mean, I don't hate that she's driving into the paint. Ooh, block there from St. Croix. That's what I wanted to see. But Cross has been getting blocked down low in the post, so she has to keep that in mind. The defense has not been kind to her. So dishing it to Williams, or Birdie, is a good idea as the Rue backdoor layup ties it up 63 apiece.
Yeah, and right now the crowd is yelling defense. Marcus Knight trying to go for that fadeaway, and it's good. They still have not able to find an answer for Marcus Knight, as now they're up by 23 points with 9 of 11.
Yeah, and that step back, he knew the polar bear was going to collapse on him, and he created as much space as possible. No, Birdie tried to hand it off there, but bounced off an Oregon player. And Knight tries to take advantage of that, but it's going to be Heitkamp putting it back with the miss and the dunk.
Yeah, Heitkamp with an excellent second chance opportunity, able to get the lead back up to 4. So now Montana probably has to slow down a little bit as Sutters, who is the leading scorer for the Howlers, trying to see if he can make some magic, and it's not able to get down there. He's going for a tough fadeaway. Some great defense there by Oregon. And Heitkamp laying it up, but it's no good there. Sutter's trying to clean things back up as he does. I believe he blocked that one.
I don't think he got his paw on it, but it was enough pressure that she missed it. And we do see a foul against St. Croix going to the line for 2.
Yeah, St. Croix has an opportunity to go for 2, and the coach on the Swashbuckler side is not having it. He is very livid for that call. But yeah. Montana now has an opportunity to cut the deficit down, and St. Croix is able to get the first one. We'll see if she's able to land the second.
Oh, you've jinxed it. You just jinxed your fellow polar bear. How dare you?
Okay, yes, I did. I apologize to all the
Remember, we
fans.
said no talking about free throws when shooting free throws.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the teams have been struggling, and bigs aren't really known to shoot free throws. And, of course, as I say, that Marcus Knight continues to rain down the threes, and they're once again back up by 4.
I think Montana at this point just needs to double-team Knight, even if he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, right now, Cross is trying to find something against Knight, but is not able to do so. Knight is just a much bigger fur here as Dunphy. Trying to go back beyond the arc. Hands it to Knight. Knight trying to find a little bit of lane, but that help defense from St. Croix is able to get the quick block as now Birdie goes down with it, trying to lay it up, and it's no good, but Summers gets the rebound and is able to get a second chance opportunity.
And you see the crowd off their seats for that. Definitely very excited, even though the defense finally kind of picking up for the Howlers here. As the Polar Bear locking down the post. Knight going to have to stay at the perimeter, but he hasn't struggled from there yet. So they've only shut down one of his avenues of attack, as Dunphy will get the open look in the paint.
What a beautiful pass there into the paint to Dunphy with that easy two. So now they're up by 6, 72-66. But right now, St. Croix doing the dish to her own to Sutters, who dunks it down.
Yeah, just getting great opening looks in the paint, both teams. And, I'm surprised. Oregon's been the only one to really call timeout so far in this game. And, Astrid wide open.
Yeah, both coaches doing an excellent job, really running some great plays to really expose the respective defenses here in this game.
Well, and that's a concern, is that, the defenses have just not been there for either team, as the fadeaway coming out. Crosby again, another basket. He is going toe-to-toe with Knight minus the three-point plays. Loose JoJo right in the paint.
Yeah, it seems like right now Sutters has been the king of the paint, while Knight has been the king of the perimeter. And both teams need to find an answer for both of these players to try and see if they can really try to slow down each other's offenses.
I mean, finally, speaking, I was going to say, a timeout really probably needs to come out, because both teams, their offenses are working. That's not the issue here. They need to have a way to stop the opponent's offense. If they can do that for even a couple minutes, they're going to have an opportunity to pull away. This is a nuclear arms race right now between the two teams, and whoever starts scoring first is going to be in big trouble.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Both teams are really looking to hit the century mark within this game pretty quickly, as both of them are already around the 75-point mark, and we're only halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, even though second unit has come out, so scoring might take a bit of a slowdown, but Katu makes me eat my words immediately. And right there, almost 60% average between the two of them.
Yeah, it's not something you really see for a lot of games, but these two really just showing how strong they are offensively, as once again the mid-range becoming a huge option for Montana.
Yeah, and that was one of the things with the loss of Rising and Rinstill. We thought that we'd see a lot less three-point shooting, and we have here tonight, even with the addition of Williamson. But the fact that they are so dominant in the post right now with these players, Birdie, Sutters, even their bigs coming off the bench.
And Callie hands over to Blackburn. And Blackburn is able to roll it up, but it's no good, though.
Yeah, Falcam able to impact the shot there from the Wolf. Same size at 7'5", not an easy look for him. Is the Spider laying it up and in, and back to an 8-point game here. Montana might be calling a timeout of their own, as we see some players lining up on the side.
It doesn't seem to be the case there, as we await. Get a quick screen from St. Croix. St. Croix asks for the dish, but Big Snowfall is able to get that steal.
Yeah, they needed to be throwing that a bit higher. They were trying to get open look for Blackburn or St. Croix, but it threw it way too low, and Sunshine was able to grab a hold of his. Lucy, her bread and butter is cleaning up misses and putting it back. The Jumping Spider pushes us to a double-digit deficit here.
Yeah, Oregon really just making a statement right now here in Montana. We'll see if they try to find a way to change things up, as Blackbird has got a very easy opportunity to get a lay-in with the size difference, and Blackbird just dunks it. Like, honestly, you might as well just keep doing that, because that's just going to be all day, every day.
Yeah, a very good size mismatch there, and I say it's very difficult to have the defense come over and help when you're playing so much isolation like that. As you saw, the rest of the team had pulled the defense outside of the paint. Kind of just have to bite the bullet in transition, as we see an alley-oop from beyond the arc to the Polar Bear. Cross getting the assist, and St. Croix pulling down 2 more points. And there, the Swashbucklers, even if they have the lead, they're going to call timeout after that big play.
Yeah, it's very interesting that all the timeouts so far have been on the Oregon side, and they've been leading for a majority of the game. And it just kind of goes to show that they really do want to make sure that they keep this lead and not give any kind of momentum over to the Howlers.
Well, they respect the Howlers' ability to score. I mean, obviously both teams getting it done, and they can't afford to blink first. And Night, or sorry, Sunshine, how did you get that finger roll over the polar bear?
Yeah, both teams doing a like, really good job offensively, especially within the paint. Right now, it just seems like they're getting buckets anywhere. And of course, as I say that, we get a miss there for the Howlers. And we get a quick layup, and of course, another miss there.
Well, you've
So, of
done it.
course,
You broke
as
the game.
I did, I 100% did with my words. But that went down as Hendricks get called for that foul. So we get an old school 3-point play opportunity there
I told you,
for
you're not allowed
Rendall.
to say that.
Well, guess what? It didn't become an issue now. Now did it?
The rookie is immune to you here tonight, as, like I said, Rendall, the pickup by the Montana Howlers this last draft, is Senqua able to get a bit of a help defense on that shot attempt. Quick pass down to Roth, and the
Woo!
Bird will get the foul and the bucket. So a quote-unquote three-point play opportunity. Bring it back within two possibly here.
Yeah, Roth, the Bird, really doing an excellent job driving into the paint, getting that foul drawn, and of course finishing up that old school 3-point play. And now the Swashbucklers need to find a way to stop the Howlers
Now
because
they
they
call
can't really.
timeout again, hopefully.
Yeah, and we get another foul there by St. Croix, and I believe that's her. I think that's her second
Nope,
personal.
first.
Oh, that's her first. Okay, so Oregon will have an opportunity to extend their lead. They do get the first down, and they are going to be able to get both of them down as they do have the lead up to 488 to 84.
We
We'll
might
see if
break
Montana
100
gets the
before the
answer
end of the
back.
quarter.
Well, yeah, it seems to be the case. It's not all it takes is just a few buckets to really make that to be the reality. But that's not going to be handling there as Hendricks does get the rebound.
Yeah, Roth going one-on-one, not able to work is
Ooh.
Harper. She's able to lay it up and in on the other end. 10 points to go. 3 minutes. I think we can do this here, Marcus.
Yeah, we can, especially if they decide to go ahead and rely on a little bit of the 3-point ability, which seems to be the advantage going to the Swashbucklers. But of course, they have to do what they got to do to try and get the defensive stop, and they do just that as Hendricks does get the rebound.
Yeah, that's big plays coming out from the rookie. And oh, that's the
Oh,
third steal for Brooks there. He takes it from Katu.
yeah, Brooks really just kind of manhandled that one, whipping out of the paws of Katu. And Dunbrooks trying to dish into the paint, get some help. Brooks open for three though, and it is good for beyond the arc.
Yeah, you saw there, Dunbrock instantly realized the defense was going to collapse on him and dish it back out to the open fern. Thankfully, he had the range to shoot from there. And oh, an opportunity here. A chance for Montana to tie it with a three, but no, they're going to go fast into the paint with an alley-oop to Roth.
Oh my goodness. Roth is pulling out a show coming off the bench as they now cut the deficit down 2-1.
Maybe a little
Oregon.
fancy there with the reverse dunk. Good thing he made that. Had he missed that, I think the coach would have been a little bit upset. But the fans are excited, but the Howlers give up a basket. So Montana still down by 3 here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Montana trying to see if they can get the answer back, and they do just that with another tough layup there. So now Oregon has to see if they can extend this lead once again, because if they don't, Montana has a chance to lead it up. That's Katu.
They could go into the fourth quarter with the lead, but oh, the beautiful little crossover gets the wide open lane for a dunk.
Yeah, it's again those plays really coming up to the favor for both offenses. And now getting a pass over to Roth, and Rendall passes up back to Roth. Roth trying to get into an open lane, but instead go for a mid-ranger, and it is no good. But now Conway Could be dishing over to Hendricks. Got the easy two, but it gets blocked from behind by St. Martin. So yeah, right now, seeing St. Martin's going over the finger roll, and it is good. So now look at the deficit down to 194 to 93.
Yeah, second. I think that's the second basket for Brooks here tonight, but getting a wide open look like that should be an easy basket for the Rabbit.
Yeah, and this is looking to be the final possession for the Swashbucklers. We'll see what they're going to do with it here. With only under 3 seconds left of the shot clock, going for a tough three, and it rattles in. What a great shot. I believe it was McDonald with that three. And Rendall, see if they can answer back. Rendall gets the open look, going for that long two, and it is good right before the clock strikes 0 for the end of the third. And they cut the deficit back down to 2, 97 to 95. What a way to answer back.
Yeah, the rookie Bird able to do a bit of a jab step and get around the defense. I think the defense was expecting him to step back and go for a three there, but no, he committed to the drive and just got open. And big showing from both teams' rookies here tonight, even though it's really been the veterans stepping up, Sutters and Knight. Who will come out on top here as we head into the final 12 minutes, potentially, of the game of the year?
Yeah, right now this has been a really good one. And St. Martin not able to tie it up, as Shelbyville does get the rebound. Both teams really going high offensive. Both teams already close to 100 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Both teams could essentially make up to 130 if things get a little bit haywire, but we get a quick miss there for the Swashbucklers as well, as the boy Williams gets the rebound. So maybe things are starting to finally slow down. I get a quick layup, and it is good there as I say that, and now we're tied up 97 apiece.
Yeah, the rookie Rendall again laying it up and in. The Bird stepping up here, and that's why they've kept him on the floor in this final quarter. But Dunphy answering back immediately, and there you have it. All 1 point away from breaking 100. Let's see if Montana can do so first with a three.
Yeah, right now Sutters, I was about to say Stutters. Sutters really have been like one of the main offensive pieces for Montana, but he's not a three-point player, but Rendall certainly is. But instead Rendall trying to go for the quick mid-ranger, and he does tie it up 99 apiece. So Oregon has a chance to break the 100 mark. We'll see if they do so. Knight would be the one to do it if they are able to do that. As Knight trying to look for some kind of space, gets double teamed a little bit as he goes into the paint, but he misses.
And that's the defensive adjustment Montana needed to make. You saw as soon as he started making a move, the defense was all over the Otter.
Right now, St. Martin trying to go for a layup, but gets fouled there by Marcus Knight. That'll be his second personal of the game, and we'll see if Montana is able to hit the century mark, and indeed they do. I did not jinx them this time.
I was about to say, if he misses both of them, I'm kicking you out of the booth.
Well, you don't have to do that, thankfully, as St. Martin's able to get both of them, as Montana does take the lead, and also hitting that century mark just before 10 minutes left of this game.
Yeah, now they've got to actually win the game. And with the defense matching up how it has against Oregon here tonight is not a guarantee. Tied at 101 apiece here. 10 minutes left to go. Back and forth this game continues with Sutters getting the layup with some contact. No foul called, though.
Yes, Sutter still doing an excellent job offensively. 70% first half, 80% so far this half when it comes to field goal percentage. That dude has been on fire within the paint. But of course, we're seeing, I believe it was McNaughton that gets it with tying it back up once again. Oh, Dunphy, my bad. Lisa Dunphy gets laid up and in. And right now, Rendall passes over to St. Martin. St. Martin dunks it home. Right now, the crowd is...
Oh, the crowd's on their
really
feet, definitely. I mean, the number of wide open looks that have turned into dunks for both teams tonight has been insane.
And it really has been. We get a quick layup, and it is good there. 105 apiece for Oregon. As Victorson has done very well for himself with 15 points so far in this game.
Yeah, great showing for her first FBA game. I mean, obviously preseason games don't count. As Dunphy coming away with the steal.
Yeah, that was not a really good pass there for the Howlers side. It's now the first in green, being led by Knight.
Oh!
It gets blocked though.
St. Martin coming in with a defensive stop there against Knight. That's one way to guarantee him not scoring. And
Yeah, and right
Mads.
now they get to answer back here as they get the lead back up to 107 to 105. That'll definitely keep the crowd going with that great block by St. Martin.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're not in Oregon right now because the crowd would be very upset that there was no foul called, though, as the Oregon defender went down to the floor against Mads. But Mads going off tonight, coming off the bench, and still on the floor for the Howlers.
Yeah, we get a quick screen there, get it passed up to St. Martin. And right now, Sutter's having to go for a tough shot here against Knight, but it's no problem for Crosby.
Yeah, falls into the opposing team's bench a little bit there, but they help push him up.
Yeah, right now, Montana really starting to take things away. LeVoy Williams gets the steal. Sutters has the rock again. Heads over to McDonald. McDonald ducks it down.
Yeah, 3-on-2 fast break. With how the offense has been tonight, there was no hope of stopping that on the defensive end. And Montana down by 10 at one point, up by 6 now.
Yeah, what a huge swing. That's the biggest lead for Montana. And they can extend it even more now with the miss from Oregon. They are really trying to take things home. And so far, St. Martin going to lay it up, and it is good. Montana has come alive here in the final quarter of this game. And of course, the Swashbucklers have to call a timeout and try and calm things down a little bit and regroup.
Yeah, and we've seen the defensive adjustment Oregon has made against Knight. We see them collapsing a lot more on any drive to the paint, which means they're going to need to start keeping the Oregon Swashbucklers, if they want to get back in this game. They can rely on Knight's three-point shooting. Try and get him onto the perimeter, or they can just go to their rookie down low in the post, but she's not able to convert over Birdie there.
Yeah, now Montana has a chance to extend this to a double-digit lead if they get a basket here. And Lavoie is able to do just that. And now they're up by 10, 115, 105. Brady Lavoie really with his 15th point. This team is really using a great balanced attack, being great support here for Sutters.
And that's the scary thing, is this team should continue to get better. Obviously, Williamson and Birdie had a bit of a chemistry, but they hadn't played together. Now with the opportunity to do so, they're going to become more in sync as the season goes along, especially Williamson getting in line with the rest of the Montana Howlers and what their preferences are. So we're going to see Polar Bear bullying her way into the post, and off the glass is good.
You gotta love that big body Polar Bear doing what she does best. She's able to get into the paint very easy for those 2 points. But now Knight needs to make some kind of answer here to get his team back into the game. And now Heidkamp hands it over to Victorson. Victorson does get the screen, going for that 3, and it's no good, but Falcam is able to lay it up and in. So they finally get a basket here after the past 2 minutes has been all Montana this whole time as they finally finish up that drought.
Yeah, now they need to clamp down on Montana. They need to do the same thing that's been done to them, but it's hard when they've had so many different furs being able to drive the paint. It's not just, one player that they've been able to have to adjust their defense against. And blocking against Knight. That's his third personal now.
Yeah, that's a third personal, but as we alluded to, fouls have not really been an issue for either team, but that's not something you really want to see if you are a Buckler fan, as they are going to continue on with the possession with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. No one's in the bonus, so you won't see free throws here.
Yeah, and Rendall, the rookie, going to sit down. Had a great night so far. Might see him again if this game gets close. But I have a feeling they're going to rock with their starters here. And, a little short is Williamson. But Birdie will get the second chance opportunity and head to the line for 2.
Yeah, after that foul from Heitkamp, Bernie will have a chance to extend the lead, and he will do just that as they're now up by 11 with 5 minutes left of the fourth quarter. And what a turn of events here in this fourth quarter. Oregon has been leading for a majority of this game, and even with that miss for the second free throw, they still have a really hefty lead. Oregon has to do something to try and get back into the flow of things and quiet down this crowd. And now Knight trying to find a way to get into the paint, but may have to dish it up, but really going toe for toe against the barrier. And we know that was not going to end very well with the amount of size she has over Marcus. And now Cross ended up to Williams, who tries to give it over to St. Croix, but Knight is able to go ahead and get his paws right in between that pass. We'll see if Knight try to fight for an answer. Vickerson goes it over, hands it over to Falcam. Right now, a lot of passing there for the swashbucklers. Knight for an easy rattle in three, and that's one way to get back into single digits.
I don't know how that they can shut down Knight. If he's going to keep shooting threes like that, I mean, 3-point contest in a couple months, I sure will see this Otter have an impact there. Because it's like he's shooting at the 3-point contest right now. He can't miss.
Yeah, and right now we get a great block there. It will be Howler's ball, but only for 2 seconds. Really 1.5. Some great defense there for the Swashbucklers as they're trying to find a way to cut the deficit back down to manageable before it really becomes too late for them to win this game. And now Sutter's trying to look for a tough one, but it gets blocked pretty easily. And that shot clock violation will make it Oregon's ball. I mean, at that point, that was kind of expected.
Yeah, inbound and shoot. That's all you could do with 1.6 seconds left. Maybe one dribble if you're lucky, but it's now up to Oregon. What can they do here with 3 minutes left to go? As they're going to let Falcam take it in the post, but no good.
Yeah, that's not really what you want to see, especially with that much time left on the shot clock. I know that you are down by a pretty wide margin right now with how much time is left, but you got to do a better job of trying to make sure you get the best player to take that shot.
Yeah, I mean, 3 possessions if you count all threes, but okay, now it has to be even 3 possessions, 4 possessions with threes. That means Montana can burn 1.5 minutes off this clock. So yeah, I understand the need for quick shots, but you have to take smart looks that produce buckets like that from Knight, stepping inside the arc to get that bucket off, and back within 8, and there you go, 58% to 61% tonight. A great offensive showing for both teams.
Yeah, both teams doing a really good job offensively. But now Oregon has a chance to try to cut this deficit down again. And they're trying to do an alley-oop, but it gets intercepted. Falcom does get the rock back with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Knight has to bring it back a little bit. Try to reset. Pass it over to Dunphy. Dunphy for 3. And it hits the front of the rim.
Yeah, that was just too much panic going on there. As you saw, the alley-oop attempt went a little bit awry, and then they just didn't know what to do with the time they had left. And almost wish Knight had just been the one to take the shot there.
Yeah, St. Croix, they're going to have to, if they get a bucket here, that might be game, but it's not going to happen there. So the Swashbucklers still have a chance. Has to do something, though. Peterson going for that mid-range, and it is no good. That might do it here as
Marcus,
we're only 1.5 minutes left.
Marcus,
I know. You don't have to remind me about how crazy these games get.
Is Terry O'Toole in the stadium right now?
No. As Cross is not able to get the bucket, so Knight could possibly be that answer, but they have to find him. But instead, going for deep into the paint, and it is good. So they do cut the deficit down to 2 possessions with Vickerson's quick layup. 17 points for Astrid. Really good offensive showing.
And now Montana, it's clock burn, and get a basket. But no, Cross, she wants to get it done now, but no, that gives Lucy an opportunity. She pulls down the board.
Yeah, and right now they can easily make things a lot scarier with a three if they're able to get it, but instead they go down into the paint and they lay it up and in, and now they're only down by four with 11-3 run. Maybe I spoke a little bit too soon with that one, but they do get a reach in foul, so they will go on the line for two. Well, are they going
No,
on the
one
line for
more
two?
inbound.
No. One more inbound. Yeah, yeah. But I would expect them to try to foul again if they're able to get it, and they haven't fouled them yet, and they pass it all the way over to Lavoy Williams. Lavoy heads over to Sutters, and Sutters lays it up, and it's no good.
Marcus. Marcus.
Ooh. Dunphy laying it up, no good, but does get his own miss. Dunphy not able to get it down, and that is
Oh.
probably gonna be the game.
Oh, Dunphy, two opportunities there to get this back within one bucket, and defense was too tight. Almost wish after that first rebound she had just passed it back out. I think Knight had a bit of a better look, and now it comes down to the free throws. As you heard, the crowd goes absolutely silent. First one is good. If the second one goes, it's 2 3-pointers, and it is
Yep.
Cross pushing it up by 6. And obviously, Oregon is not going to give up. They're going to try and get an inbound play quickly done. But
Yeah, and it's gonna be have to try and draw a foul or get a three.
or a three with a foul for a uh, what do you call a 4-point play? If old fashioned is the two and a foul.
Well, I would just say a very silly defensive move because that's not something you really see very often. But as we've stated before, this game we've seen crazy things happen before in the FBA, right? In these past few years that we've done these games together. We'll see if something happens here for Oregon as Falcam able to lay it up and in as they do still cut the deficit down to two possessions. They still have to make some kind of noise here. Get the quick inbound. Still have to foul yet until Cross gets it across there. So he will go on the line for two, but
Well, she just
I
made
think,
two, so I think they were
yeah,
trying to
if she
hopefully
makes
get
the,
to the. Usually, you want to get to a big fern foul, but it's very difficult on the inbound to cause that.
yeah, for sure, because you know that both bigs are going to go deep into the paint already in this scenario. And with that first one, I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote with that one. As Cross is able to make the second one, and the Swashbuckler will go for their final timeout for the game. But it's gonna be hard to imagine that they'll be able to find a way to get some magic to get two 3-pointers within 13 seconds, unless some crazy shenanigans happen at the end of this game.
Well, I mean, with how well Knight has been shooting, I wouldn't put it past them. If Knight gets the ball inbound, quick three. Oh, and
Yep.
finally, I was gonna say that was the opportunity. They got to the fur they needed to. He wasn't as open as perhaps he needed, but I think this is the end. They're probably gonna. If Birdie makes even one here, that becomes a three-possession game, and with under 10 seconds
Yeah.
left to go, it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's extremely unlikely. If they make the first one, then I'm pretty sure both benches will empty. And there is the first one. And yep, as I said, the benches will empty. A lot of sub-ins as Lavoy is able to make the second one. So after the end of this game, Montana will be coming away with this victory. We only have a few seconds left on the game. But with one final shot, Jackson does make the three. So
Still a
a little
two-possession game.
a bit late than ever, but at the end of the game, Montana will get the W, 126 to 121. They win at home. Really great showing for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, uh, big showing for Oregon here. They made it super competitive and looked like a team that was going to come away with a win on the road to start their season, but you cannot be upset with the first game. I mean, obviously you can be upset with the first game, but everything looks good for Oregon right now as we go through the stats. Two players, Bernie Lavoy Williams and Crosby Sutters, both coming away with double doubles. Obviously, you saw Sutters 12 for 18, shooting absolutely lights out from the field, helping lift Montana and keep them in the game early, especially when Knight was being so dominant. And there we go. Reagan picked it up in that second half. 2 blocks, 2 assists, 7 points, 7 rebounds. And then the rookie Rendall Absolute hero off the bench, putting up 18 points, and it's been the bench for Montana here tonight that gave them the win, in my opinion. As you see, St. Martin also 12 points, Roth 11 points. I mean, that right there is 41 points coming from three bench players, Brooks with 7 himself. Uh, that's pretty much half the points came from the bench for Montana here tonight to win this game.
Yeah, the second unit was just completely in sync throughout. We've seen some crazy, crazy defensive efforts, and going over to the swashbucklers. I mean, what can you say other than Marcus Knight has continued to be one of the greatest players and the franchise player for the squad?
But not just that, but as an undrafted player, uh, absolutely making a legacy for himself along the likes of Lance Wildfire. And again, the rest of the team also played well. It's just as Knight finally started having defense adjustments made against them, they weren't able to step up enough. Obviously, the rookie Astrid, big game, first game of her career under the big lights, did very well with the pressure on her, the saber-tooth tiger. I look forward to what she produces in her career going forward. So as we wrap up the stats, I mean, obviously, even the bench for the Swashbucklers had their say as well here tonight. It was not a blowout uh, that we maybe had projected, considering the swap of Bertie Lavoy Williams from the Swashbucklers to the Howlers. We were expecting to see a bit of a talent drain on the Swashbuckler side that really wasn't evident here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I think really both teams really gave it their all when it comes to efforts, and you got to really give credit where credit is due. Those swashbucklers, like with what they have never really give an inch for these teams. As you can see, for each of these quarters, it's been close. It's been really really close up until the final quarter. So for me, I think overall this game has really kind of shown that both teams are going to be offensive juggernauts, considering both teams were around that 120 mark and was really about to hit 100 by the end of the third quarter. It's something that's pretty that's been a really big talking point for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the bench points, 60 points coming off the bench for the Howlers. We'll have to see if they can continue that uh, level of effort from the second unit. And, as I said in the game, the Howlers should get better as the season goes on, which would be really scary for other teams in the league. I mean, they brought in Williamson and Birdie, two players, that's two new starters that are having to adjust and incorporate into the game plan. And they're going to be inexperienced. They're going to have mistakes early on, but as they get used to the team, they're going to get better. And that's a scary thought for the anyone going up against the Howlers as they look to go for their 10th FBA championship this season.
Yeah, for sure. I think that at the end of the day, both it's going to be exciting to see how both teams play out as the season goes on, and really just for a lot of teams in general, I'm very excited to see. But I think for this one, this was a great start to the FBA season, and it's been such a great blast to really see how this game. I wouldn't want it any other way. This was a very fun game to commentate, and really here is going to be something very interesting. But of course, now with game one in the books, our next game that's going to be set up will be gonna it's going to be in Pittsburgh as the Moonshiners, another team that's going to be in green, will go up against the Keystones.
Oh, that'll be another interesting game to see as the Tennessee Moonshiners have acquired a fair bit of talent themselves, picking up uh, two-time FBA champion Michael River in the offseason.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how how that team really comes together, and it's going to be fun really trying to get things going.
Yeah, and it's been a wonderful first game, Marcus. Thank you for joining me once again, and I want to wish everyone tuning in a wonderful night, and make sure you tune in for the next game.
All right, it has been a pleasure. We'll see you guys later.